Hey muchachos, MIGMATIS Golf with a training aid video for you. So this one's kind of old school. Ooh, laser. That's right. This is a molded grip with a little laser shining out the front of it. And it's pretty old school. I mean, these things have been around for a while, and you might think at first glance it's pretty gimmicky. But actually, for a beginner, this serves a couple of fantastic purposes. So I'll just get up a bit closer so you can see the device itself. You can see your standard molded grip, and then little button on the top, and out the front of it comes a laser. Quick little disclaimer. Don't be shining this in your own eyes or in some animals or some kids' eyes. Okay, that's not what it's meant for. Yeah, so like I said, there's a couple of things for beginners that this thing does really well. Numero uno, that molded grip. Okay, grip is one of the fundamental parts of the golf swing. That's not to say that everybody has to have the same grip, okay? But you need a starting point. You need somewhere to start, okay? And this is pretty good. It will teach you, for the beginner, to put your hands on the club in roughly the right place, okay? As you get better, you're going to be experimenting, and depending on the way your body moves, you might be adjusting that grip slightly one way or the other. Throughout history, the best ball strikers in the world had very different grips, okay? So it's not one size fits all. There are many ways of doing it, whether it be the Varden, the interlock, the baseball or 10-finger grip, or the double overlap like Jim Furyk. It doesn't matter, okay? It can get done plenty of ways, but you need somewhere to start, okay? As a beginner, you can't be holding the club like this, like a Cro-Magnon, well, I was going to say, or left hand low or something, but that's not necessarily true either, because there have been a couple of golfers on tour that did swing, right-handed golfers that did swing with the left hand low. So I don't want to discourage any of that. I just think that for a beginner, you should have a datum somewhere to start with, and there it is, the molded grip. Does the job, does what it says on the tin. Second purpose is the laser. The laser. Yes. What can you use it for? Well, when you are practicing and you're not hitting golf balls because it's cold and rainy outside and you don't have time, when you're practicing indoors, or maybe at the driving range, but you know, in between shots, with your laser on, the laser allows you to see exactly where the head of the club would be pointing, okay, in relation to your body, your hands, and all that. Now, why is that important? Well, beginners particularly have a hard time disassociating, or a hard time comprehending the difference in the club head path, so the club head arc around the body, and the hand path, the hand arc around the body, okay? The distance between the hands and the club head, 3 to 4 feet. With a driver, you know, maybe even slightly more if you've got a really long driver. But generally between 3 and 4 feet. And they don't move on the same arc, okay? And for some styles of swings, they move on very different arcs, okay? So a beginner has a hard time understanding that where your hands move is not where the club moves, okay? In a good swing, you start here at address, your hands move in, okay, and up around you, but you don't want the club head to move in straight away and up around you. So with the laser on, you can focus on your hand path and then be able to check where that laser pointer is pointing, okay? Is the pointer pointing where the club head should be and not where the hand path should be? Okay, a lot of beginners whip the club head in too early, roll the forearm, pick the club up, and what this allows you to do is allows you to see, especially in the first few feet of the swing, where that club head goes. Okay, now, like with the molded grip, you want a kind of datum to start with, and a good datum would be that if you drew a line through your feet, then you're standing on that line through your feet, and that line is perpendicular to a line from the ball to your feet, okay, very neutral setup. Then there would be another line parallel to your foot line through the ball. That would be your target line, okay? That's the line you want the ball to start on and travel towards the target. Now we can get into starting line, finishing line, whether you draw or fade the ball, but ideally if you just hit a dead straight ball, you would want it to go down that line to the target. You don't want it to go down your foot line, you want it to go down the line parallel to your foot line where the ball is to the target. Ideally, a good datum for beginners is that laser is pointed at that line that the ball's on, that target line. And as you take the club back in the first few feet, you want to keep that laser going down that line, okay? Now, eventually, once the hands get to about here, invariably, the club head has to move to your backside, inside that line, okay? It can't stay there forever. That wouldn't be a golf swing. That would just be lifting the arms. But a good starting place for the first, let's say, 3 or 4 feet of the swing, you turn everything away together until I'd say your left arm is almost parallel with the ground. Bang, along that line. Rehearse that, okay? You could be tracing the correct path there with your hands, but your wrist could be doing something funky, okay? And then you see the laser is not on that line. Hands going well, but now, what too far inside? There's all kinds of rubbish you could do. So this is a really good tool for beginners to just get that first part of the swing going. And then if you want to take it up to the top, you could even figure out where it's supposed to be pointing at the top behind you. And as you come down, as you get to hands about waist height or just above waist height again, same thing. You would want that laser to be pointing down that target line, okay? Not outside, not inside, not somewhere one. Now if you can get that position ingrained, man, you're more than halfway there, okay? Those are the two kind of crossroads of the golf swing, two most important bits to get right. If you get that first bit right, just by turning, there's very little can go wrong. And if you get this bit right, it means you've sequenced properly, started with your lower body, and then you can just turn again through and everything should unchain naturally. Okay, everybody, here is a good floor level illustration of what I'm talking about. Now, hopefully you can see the tile lines in this floor, and you'll notice right next to my feet there's a line. Well, that would be my foot line. Okay, so I'm standing along that line, and then just inside the shadow of the counter you can see another tile line, and it's good that it's in a shadow because the laser will show up better. But if I point the laser at it now, hopefully you can see that's my target line. That's where the ball would be, okay? That's the line I want the ball to start off on, travel towards my target. Now, as I said before, if you point the laser at that line, that's where the club head would be. When you start back, you want, and just follow the laser carefully here, you want that laser or the club head to move along that tile line, okay, for the first few feet. So here we go. I'm carefully moving that laser, pointer, along that line. Now at some point, when I get to about waist level or left arm parallel to the ground, that laser will move inside that line towards my feet or my foot side as I go to the top of the swing. Now, when I get back down to about waist level with my hands, I want that laser to start tracing down that line again. Okay? Here it comes. I keep turning my body, My hands are ahead of this laser pointer. And there we go. That's what you want. Now, be careful. Try and make sure you achieve that by turning your shoulders and your arms together. Don't just do it by flipping your wrists, okay? Because that will make you flippy at the bottom. That's not what we're looking for. We're looking for a turn of the body and quite passive hands to make that laser go up that line, and especially on the way down, once it gets back on that line, it's the turn of the body that tracks that laser down the line. Hopefully that illustrates it a bit better. Enjoy. All right, this video is already getting too long. The laser with the molded grip is an awesome tool for beginners, just to understand correctly that the path of the club head isn't necessarily the same as the path of the hands, okay? And you need to get that club head traveling on an initial good path and coming down into the ball on a good path, and you'll be good to go, my friends. All right, that's it. I'll be back soon with another training aid video. Hope you like that one. Please subscribe. Leave some comments. If you've got one of these, tell me what you think about it or what other uses you have. And yeah, give it a thumbs up. Tell your friends. All right, guys, I'll catch you again soon. See you later.